Tū kemo ake, kei runga o mauao, ka tītiro aku kamo, ka mihi atu ki ngā parapara o rangi waia, takahia te whenua, ka kopikopi, ka kanikani, pū kanakana aku mata ki te waka o mā tātua, kau atu i ngā wai, ngā mataro o Tauranga Moana, tēnei au, he uri whakatipu, no rangi waia marae, no te whānau a tauwhao, me te iwi o Ngaiterangi. Kia ora, ko Kelcy Taratoa tōku ingoa. Te Kore Te Wiwia, a space without boundaries. It's a body of work that's been commissioned by Tauranga Art Gallery, and it's situated within the atrium of the gallery. And this work is a response to tukutuku, and tukutuku are part of the internal architecture of the whare tūpuna, and they are a reference to ira atua, the space of deity. I find this a really intriguing idea of this space that is, in a sense, potential. It's unknown. It's a space that we're yet to discover. I think it's layered, and I think it allows us to explore ideas, notions, concepts outside of what we think we know. And the atrium walls themselves, in a sense, an iteration of these spaces in the wharenui. They're situated in the gallery itself in such a way that they bring you into the space itself. They flank the viewer, and you have to negotiate these walls themselves. They have a very, very strong presence, and I think this is a nice correlation back to this customary art form, tukutuku, that we find in our whare, and they draw you in such a way that you are forced to confront them, and you are introduced to colour and shapes and forms. And these shapes and forms, they are reflective of the shapes and forms that comprise tukutuku within the wharenui. And what I have done is I've looked at these symbols that identify each individual pattern, and I've essentially disassembled them and explored the basic shapes that make up these patterns and these symbols that are held within these patterns. And each pattern has a name, and it references something quite specific. For example, one of the works is titled Pātiki Tiki, and Pātiki Tiki is a reference to the flounder, and in this region flounder is plentiful, and so we can see it at that level. Pātiki Tiki is an important reference for Tauranga Moana. But as I said, these spaces, Te Kore Te Wiwia, a space without boundaries, is layered, and I think that we can look beyond the fish, the flounder itself, and think about the space that flounder occupy, which is obviously the ocean, and the ocean is deep, and I think that it allows for us to consider things yet to be discovered. The ocean is a vast space, and I think that this is the area in which we can be reflective upon and think about things beyond what we know. And I think that in my study of tukutuku, each of them kind of allows for this contemplation and this kind of dialogue, and I think it's a nice tie-in back to our whare tūpuna, which are places where we can wānanga, where we can share our thoughts and our ideas and be enriched by our culture, and explore what has been left by our tūpuna for us to embrace and think about, and perhaps to build upon what they have left with us and shared through our customary art forms. Colour is a really important component for me in these works also, and I think colour fills the shapes, these geometric shapes that I have used to respond to this customary art form, and create new ways of thinking about these art forms. And so colour translates, for example, in a way that it makes relationships to the architecture, as does the shape. The exterior of the building has yellow in it, and potama, which is the pattern that is adjacent to the windows. You peer out the windows. This potama work is flanked by the windows, and you can see the yellow accents on the exterior of the building. The yellow itself is in part a reference to the pahutakawa that is found on Motiti, which is yellow, and that's quite significant. And I whakapapa to Motiti Island, and so there's an important reference, a tie-in for me there through the use of colour. And I think colour is kind of a signature component to my works, in that I use quite vibrant colours, and often colours that many people have told me are not just perhaps unfamiliar in terms of the combinations, but combinations that are unusual. And so colour plays an important role for me within my works that I create.